Hello lovely people, welcome back to the farm at Freewarden. We're out here in the pasture. We got some pasture work and maintenance to do. We've got to get the sheep moved, and this time hopefully they stay where they're supposed to because we got it mowed down, so it's nice and shorter. We'll see how it goes. I think it's like 50-50 chance that they're gonna stay this time. We're not gonna be using the electro stop netting. We're not gonna be using that anymore to act as a deterrent, I guess, so that they'll stay inside the single line. We're just gonna try the single line because I think if we're moving them every 2 days, they'll stay where they need to be. The problem is before they didn't have shade. I think they wanted something else and they didn't have it, so we're gonna get them what they need this time and see if they'll stay put. But that's part of the work for today. The other part is planting trees. We're gonna try to get maybe about 100 trees planted today, so we'll see how that goes. So come along, stick around, let's see if we can't have some fun doing what's gotta get done. And of course we've got little Ragnar out here today with us.
I'm gonna take this netting and I'm gonna put it around the hay rack where the sheep are at right now, so that way when we're ready to put them in their fence, they're not that far away from it, instead of on a different part of the pasture because they got bored eating what I laid there for them. So I'm gonna do it while they're distracted.
So you have them, you attracted them over there, baited them over there with alfalfa pellets?
Yep, and they loved it.
So what we're doing here is we're just reinforcing this post so we can pull off from it. I've got 2 bungee straps on here. We might be able to get away with just one though. We'll see here. So I'm just going to take this, connect it here, and wrap it around. And there, that's going to pull pretty much straight off. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this and see how well this is holding up. We got a good amount of tension on there, and I think that'll do just fine. I guess we'll see. All right, folks, we've got the new paddock all set up with the single line electric fence. We're gonna go ahead and turn this puppy on and see how it rocks and rolls. Just connect the jumper cable from the perimeter to the new paddock line, and we're only hitting at 4. Oh, there we go, up to 8. Another way that you can test this is you take a blade of grass. You want to take a green blade of grass And then you're just gonna lay it over the fence and you should feel a little tingle. Yep, I got just a little tingle there. So that's gonna tell you that the electric is running. There's just enough moisture in grass to transmit just a tiniest bit. Woo, I felt it. Woo, makes your muscles jump a little bit. Anyway, hand is fine, that didn't hurt at all. It was way less than even a static shock. So if you're ever out in the pasture and you forget your wireless or otherwise any tester, you can always test your electric fence using a blade of grass. And if it's high enough and that blade of grass isn't dry, it's got just a little bit of moisture in there, you should be able to feel the tingle. Might even make your muscles spasm slightly. But just the muscles in your fingers, by the way. I mean, if it's doing anything more than that, you got problems and you gotta figure out something with your Energizer, or you've got your fence installed incorrectly and you've got a really dangerous thing on your hands. So, test it over here. All right, we're at over 8 kilovolts. Nice. So we're good. This thing's hot. Step over here, try not to get buzzed. That wouldn't feel good right between the legs. I'm gonna try not to spook these guys, but we do have shade for them out here in the form of this hay rack. Always good to have shade for your animals. I feel terrible when we haven't been able to supply shade in the past, and so knowing that it'd be really handy to have some portable shade for them because our pasture doesn't have any other trees out here. We made this up for them. I actually had to buy the running gear and the hay rack separately, but I got them at a good price, a fair price. We got the hay rack. It's all made of ash and oak. We got that from an auction, and we got the running gear from a guy who then installed the whole thing, balanced it and everything for me. Sheep are back in there. They've got some shade, and they can get out of the sun, out of the heat. Fresh pasture, paddocked in so they can eat down this portion, then we can move them, get them off their feces, get them away from those parasites, move them to fresh grass where there's no droppings or anything laying around with the parasite pupae or whatever, pupae, whatever they're called. Step back over that. Life flashes before your eyes. We should be good. They've got water. So Free Warden Mom brought that in here and she set that up. And she even moved that into place. That looks real good. But guys, even with a little bit of cloud cover out here, it's hot. And I let the rest of the family drive in the Kubota down here, so I'm gonna have to walk back up, and I'm gonna get in the nice cool AC for a few minutes, and then we'll get back out and we'll plant some trees.